Hello there, and welcome to parametric equations. This is section 9.4. I know we skipped quite a bit, but hopefully you remember a little bit about conic sections from Algebra 2. I didn't think we need to go back over that. Parametric equations add in a third variable, t, for time, because what you've always done before is you solved rectangular equations where you had just x's and y's, and so you knew where all the points were, but you didn't know when. So that's where the t comes in handy with parametric equations. Now, whenever you want to sketch a plane curve, then you need to show not just, or you need to make a table, but you need to have 3 columns, not just 2. So if we make 3 columns in our table, the first column will be t, and then the second column will be x, and the third column will be y. And they call this a parametric equation because they give you a parameter of t is between and including -2 to 2. So we're going to plug -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2 into our table. And what you have to do is you have to plug that t into both equations. You have to plug it into your x equation, and then you also need to plug it into your y equation. And you're going to end up with a rectangular ordered pair that you can graph. So if we plug a -2 in for x equals t, then you're going to find out that x equals -2. And then if you plug -2 in for y equals -2t, you're going to find out that y equals 4. So your actual ordered pair that you have to plot is the point -2, 4. So we're going to go back 2 and up 4. Plot a point right there. And then you need to fill in the rest of your chart. So since x is equal to t, then we could really fill in our x column pretty quickly here. Just plug in -1, 0, 1, and 2. And then if we plug in a -1 for our y equals equation, we say y equals -2 times the -1 gives us a 2. Y equals -2 times 0 is just 0. Y equals -2 times 1 is a -2, and y equals -2 times that +2 gives us -4. So if we plot all these points, you're going to end up and actually get a line that will end up being graphed. So if you draw in your line here, sorry, that's not a very good line, but you try drawing on this. And now you're almost done, but what you have to do is you have to show your t, you have to show the orientation of your points. So we have to draw what order our points are going in. So our t values are actually getting bigger as you go along this direction of your graph. So you draw a couple more arrows in here, and that just shows the direction of your t values. So that is how you sketch a plane curve. Alright, so I need to make a little correction here because I neglected the part where if your t is only between -2 and 2, then your graph can actually only be between -2 and 2 also. So I need to erase a little bit of, not that, actually yeah, let me just move that out of the way. And so when you plot your points, these actually should only be between -2 and 2. So if we go back 1 up to 0, 0, over 1 down to over 2 down, then your graph is actually in between your first point and your last point. So that's where your graph is. And then your orientation arrows should be drawn like so. Now it's correct.